Associate Professor Daniel Goh.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the aims of the government in designing CareShield Life to be inclusive, affordable and sustainable are ambitious and impossible to disagree with. But I'm concerned that the three aims make up an impossible trinity. This is what economists would call a trilemma. It means that no matter how well and enlightened the design may be, it is impossible for CareShield Life to be truly inclusive, affordable and sustainable at the same time. I'd like to raise three issues in this regard. The first issue is that CareShield Life compromises inclusivity in two ways. The first concern with inclusivity is that women pay significantly higher premiums compared to men, 25% higher. I find it objectionable that women are being penalized for something that is not within their control, being born women, when lifestyle choices within the control individuals are not being treated as risk factors for premium calculation. CareShield Life is to be publicly administered. Is to be a publicly administered compulsory insurance providing for universal social protection. This means that unlike privately run insurance schemes, risk pooling should be done in such a way as to maximize the utility of social protection for all groups. Why then are we splitting the population divisively into men and women? Why are men paying only for fellow men who are becoming disabled, and women paying only for fellow women who become disabled? I've said this for CPF Life payouts, and this bears repeating. I believe Singaporean men who are husbands, fathers and sons will not begrudge risk pooling to subsidize women who have done so much unpaid care work out of love as mothers, wives and daughters, and who have far less savings than men in general. The second concern with inclusivity I have is the auto-enrollment of ElderShield members aged 41 to 50 years in 2021 into CareShield Life, with the option of opting out. Why limit auto-enrollment to this age band? Why not extend auto-enrollment to ElderShield members aged 51 years and above, which will cover all the ElderShield members? Is this because the older ElderShield members have less Medisave savings to cover the base and catch-up premiums they have to pay to join CareShield Life? But the government is already committed to helping existing ElderShield members through subsidies and other interventions. So why not auto-enroll the older cohort too? My concern is that this division in auto-enrollment between those in the 40s and those in the 50s and 60s will create a lost generation of retiring workers with less protection for long-term disability when they are the ones who will need it most in the coming decade of the aging society. The second issue is that in trying to be affordable and inclusive, is CareShield Life compromising on sustainability? I find it hard to square the argument that with the government administering CareShield Life, we will get better economies of scale, when the same government has been saying that farming out ElderShield competitively to 3 private insurers is a cost-effective system. I do believe that the publicly administered social insurance scheme can do better than the 3 private insurers. But this begs the question, why was ElderShield farmed out to the 3 private insurers in the first place? The Minister does not seem to think that the private insurers have profited handsomely in the answer to my February 2017 parliamentary question on ElderShield premiums and surpluses. But clearly there is a difference, or else the government won't be going for public administration of CareShield Life. So what is the difference between the old ElderShield model and the new CareShield Life model in terms of costs, profits and surpluses? This is not an academic question of public policy analysis or question of history, as ElderShield will still be around. This ties into my other question here about limiting auto-enrollment to ElderShield members aged 41 to 50 years old. Will not allowing the older cohort to continue with ElderShield as administered by private insurers mean that their interests are being compromised if public management is better? If most existing ElderShield members make the switch to CareShield Life, will not this make a much reduced ElderShield membership pool unsustainable for a competitive system of 3 private insurers? Will this end up penalizing the remaining ElderShield members? Why not nationalize ElderShield altogether and make the safety net truly universal, clearer and clearer? The last issue is that in trying to be inclusive and sustainable, is CareShield Life compromising on affordability? I was shocked to read in the opening of the ElderShield Review Committee report that 1 in 2 healthy people aged 65 and above today could become severely disabled in their lifetime. On what facts is this statistic based on? Is this 50% statistic used in the actuarial model to derive the premiums? One thing for sure, the health profile and therefore disability risk profile of younger cohorts to be covered by CareShield Life will not be the same as the older cohort today. The younger cohorts should lead healthier lives given better nutritional, lifestyle, environmental and healthcare conditions. As such, isn't 50% chance an extreme profiling of the population in terms of severe disability risk? Mr. Speaker, sir, it is impossible to disagree with the impossible trinity, so what can we do? In the end, it's a matter of balance and trade-offs between the three aims, and the government has to explain this in greater detail and clarity to an educated public who wants to know the deal they're being compelled into. While we support the motion, the questions I'm asking here are intended to achieve this, namely greater clarity on the trade-offs that the government has decided on with CareShield Life. Nonetheless, after all the trade-offs have been made, I hope the government will step in to support and subsidize needy groups where necessary to make sure the CareShield Life Balancing Act does not exclude or disenfranchise any Singaporeans. This is especially since social risk pooling would mean the government would save on providing direct social support to the needy. It will be most uplifting for our vulnerable fellow citizens to know that they are being supported and carried out by their fellow Singaporeans with the help of the government. Thank you.